I'm live. Look at it, worked. All right. Hi, y'all. It's going up and down. So if it freezes, that's just the power. But there's enough, I think. Yay! Yay! Okay, good. You know what? The water, we're not in a super high point. Like I'm looking outside to answer that honestly. I think we're gonna be okay. You know what our building always worries about, everyone? Is sinking. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Marcy. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everybody. Hi, Erica. Um, it's actually sinking our building worries about, which may sound crazy if you don't live in Florida. Hi, Carrie. But I told y'all they don't have these they don't have a sewage system in the same way, like a gutter system. So the water has nowhere to go. And so it's just like constant pounding of rain, which makes it kind of floody everywhere. But we're going to be fine. They're saying in the next hour or so, hour or two, it's going to get much worse. They predicted it for 5, which is why I said I might not be able to come on. But then they changed it for like 6. Hi, Sarah. So we were like, okay, you know what? It's going up and down. Like when I was watching videos today while cleaning and organizing, it would go in and out. But it was enough that I felt I could probably do this. I'm so glad to see you guys. How's everybody doing? That's like number one. I brought my die cutter out here because I really didn't think we could do this with the internet. So I didn't prep all my dies like I always do. So I brought my die cutter out here tonight. So I'm going to be die cutting while I'm talking to you. That's a rarity. It's nice to see you, Marcy. How's life? Oh, you guys always remember to give the thumbs up. I always forget that stuff. I'm waiting to make sure everyone's okay. Oh, I haven't seen the pincushion yet. I did see yours, Carrie Martins, and yours was amazing. Your project share today was amazing. I ordered the same for my design team package too, the same snowflake. I still don't have my package, y'all. It's the second package from Port in Love Arts I don't have. I'm hoping this one comes. Um, I'm catching up. I'm reading. Oh, you just got off work. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I missed everybody too coming in because I was grabbing my die cutter so I could do this while talking to y'all. I finished everything in my cupboards. I'm so excited. I'm on. Oh, you didn't get yours either, Susan. They're having such a problem with the mail being held up at customs. I feel really badly for them. Oh, and I've got a bunch more coming to you, Lisa. You're going to hate me when you get my box then. I'm sorry. All right, Marcy, tell us about your grandbaby while I'm die cutting. She's beautiful. You guys, if you haven't seen Marcy's granddaughter, oh my goodness, you just want to squeeze her. And I mean squeeze her. I know, Carrie, yours have come regularly. And you know, my mail here is really good in Florida. So I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that it didn't make it in New York. We know, it still says it's at customs in New York. So we know there's like a problem in New York. And the one from Europe too, like the paper box that I do, it also got held up in customs. So we know that's a New York customs issue. Here, I don't have any mail problems. So, and they're really good here. Although I will tell you yesterday a funny story, guys. Erica sent me something, and Erica, I haven't opened it yet. Listen to what happened. Erica sent me something, and they delivered it yesterday in the storm. And they should have realized they're normally great here, and they knock on the door to tell me there's a delivery, and the storm is raging, right? And the wind is blowing, and it's a light envelope, and he put it down and didn't knock. And it was just a fluke. I was in the other room, guys, doing stuff, and I was like, is someone at my door? And I go outside in the storm, and this envelope has flown all the way down, like down, down, down. Thank goodness I was right there, or that package would have just gone missing. So stuff does happen. I guess he was running to go deliver it and was like, I don't want to be out here in this weather. That's my guess. That's what happened. So it's safe, Erica. It's just in the disinfecting bin. Oh, she's a good baby. And yeah, Carrie, I can't believe it's been a year. Like this year has just, I don't know what's happened, y'all. It's just evaporated. Now it's cold there. How cold, Marcy? I'm die cutting while I'm talking to you. How cold? Aw. Wait, there's a Sissix mask die? Wait, hold up. Let's talk about that for a second. Yeah, see, yours it's too warm. Here, it's like muggy wet. Hi, Marilyn. It's ugly here too. Like I can show y'all, it's ugly. You can see the rain is nonstop. It's like, well, hi, Lauren. Guess what I'm doing? I'm die cutting, girl. Look, die cutting while we're chatting. Okay, hi, Keela. Okay, so, oh, Pat, thank you. Thank you. You know what? I really didn't think I could come on because it was up and down. But my husband's like, log on to the live and see if it drops it or not. So he's like, look, if you freeze, you freeze, but at least you can chat with your friends for a bit. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Because I've worked really hard this weekend on organizing. So he's like, go hang out with your people. So, okay, it's a steel rule. So they can cut through like fabric and everything, large, medium, small, and kids. Cynthia, can you tell us where you found that? Hi, Misty. Hi, Elsa. I'm so glad you made it, Elsa. I'm so glad. You were really the reason I kept this in mind for today. So, because I know that it helps. Um, and so I don't like to cancel. And we like to check in on you, Elsa. So I'm glad that this worked out. And if you lose me and I freeze, just keep chatting. I'll come back on. Okay, wait, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I'm still behind on my emails, y'all. I'm still behind. Yeah, 75 is beautiful weather for Erica and I, but I think it's too hot for Pat. Yeah, you totally found something before all of us, Cynthia, because I did not know about that mask dye. That's a really important dye, and we need to know about it. If there's a dye that is a big Z and cuts through fabric, yeah, we need to know. Y'all, hi, Erica. That was my big debate about the scan and cut versus, okay, about like getting something like a Gemini versus a scan and cut versus whatever. My whole thing is I love my dyes. You guys know that. I love dye cutting. So the fact that the Gemini only cuts thinlits kind of bothered me. And I can't cut fabric with it, kind of bothered me. And so there was no one machine that does everything I want. That's my problem. That's my problem. I really want a machine that both like fussy cuts and cuts big dyes and cuts fabric and So the Gemini, I mean, I'm gonna eventually have to save up for I think an electric die cutter just because of the issues I've developed. But if I have to choose between one of them, I think I'm better off making a different choice. Miss Sheila, look, y'all, that's why I made that video today. I don't mind sharing with you. Miss Sheila is the reason I made that video. So, you know, I'm trying to encourage everybody to just listen. Just listen. Both sides feel very hard done by. Hi, Kathy. And we can't, we gotta be more open-minded. We have to like try to hear each other and respect each other. I'm really strongly encouraging that. Hello, Brian. Guess what I saw yesterday, Brian? Marshmallow Santas, and I thought of you immediately. I saw a TV ad for them, and I was like, oh my goodness, Brian. I was so excited. Brian sent me pictures. Hi, Deb. Brian sent me pictures, so I knew what he was talking about. Aw. Hey, everybody coming in. Not just your Marcy, all of our Marcy's. And she's on and she's just off work, y'all. My husband is an angel today, y'all. He made me another coffee. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Guess what, y'all? Look at this. He is being. Hello, Miss Sheila. Big hugs to you, girly. Big hugs to you. All right. So listen, I was just saying, Miss Sheila, I did not know that there was a mask dye. And part of my thing about the Gemini versus the not Gemini, and I really needed all of your advice. I wrote to many of you because I was struggling. My doctor says with my new problem, right, that my arm is going to be weak sometimes. So, and it might not get better. We don't know. I'm going to keep exercising it like Miss Sheila, but it means that some activities are much harder on me. So fussy cutting is harder now. Um, uh, See, I wish too. Do you know what I wish it wasn't COVID and I could go in and use all these machines and figure it out? Because like I get the idea of an electric die cutter and I get why Carrie's like, oh my goodness, she's eyeing one too. Because an electric die cutter is so good if you've got any issues. But no, you can't. That's it, Deb. That's the thing. You can't put a steel rule die through a Gemini. And that means like you can't cut fabric. It means a lot of things. You guys all know what it means. And a lot of us like those big Z dies. Kathy loves them. I love them. You can make a mask now, according to Cynthia. If you get a big Z die, we all like those dies. In a Gemini, you can't. Yeah, no steel rule in a Gemini. So that's a big problem. That's a big problem. I know they're your favorite. I know they are. You got the polar bear I didn't get because you like big Z dies. I know. Okay. Thank you. That's amazing. See, that's right. I know, right? Fussy cutting is out, Sheila, right? Okay, so that's what they were telling me too. And you all know I fussy cut all those stamps, all those little girls. So Sheila knows what I'm talking about. And this may not get much stronger because of what I've developed. So they're saying, like, do you really want to waste it on fussy cutting? That's what doctors are saying. So I looked, but also it hurts to die cut, y'all. That's why I can only do like 45 minutes max. So it used to be an hour, now it's 45. So I was trying to decide, like, which one is going to help me more. Yeah, see, that's exactly what the problem is. Right, and you can't use the heartfelt creation molds. And I love my heartfelt creation mold. When I make flowers, I love that mold. I think it's a Brothers Cut too. I'm a little afraid because it's expensive. And I read a lot of people said that they didn't love theirs. That's why, hi, Christina. That's why I was so nervous. See, your Cut didn't work. And Jelly Bean Janice told me she doesn't always love the way it cuts out. But Misty did some cuts for me the other day. And Susan did this amazing video for me because I said, Susan, is it slow? Am I going to be impatient? And she did a video for me. So I could see her cutting out stuff and it wasn't slow. So that was a large task, Chris. That closet was huge. That's why I couldn't paint the same day. I took everything out. I cleaned every single item. I sorted every item and I demolded. I didn't paint, but I demolded. And then I put everything back in really good order and got rid of things like if it was meant for the trash, it went in the trash or the recycling. If it's meant for donating, it went into the donating. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Misty kisses her good night. Yeah. See, yeah, I think it depends on the machine too. That's the other thing. Right. And you love your Gemini, Marcy. I know you do. Like, so it's so tough. Okay. So here's the thing, Lisa, about the Cricut. I mean, are you a good adapter to technology? Because I'm a quick adapter, but there's a lot of steps to cut with a Cricut. That's why Heather's okay. So we're really talking nerdy, crafty stuff. Only we could enjoy this, y'all. Heather needs many steps to cut out one camper. It's not easy. It's not easy. That may be part of it, Sarah. That may be part of it because, like, one of the things everyone's saying is get the SDX. That makes the difference, and the Auto Blade, and there's some other things that make. But the problem is, y'all, that makes it more expensive. Right. That's the thing about, yeah, it's right. I'm telling you, like, this is why it's so hard. See, a lot of you are in the same boat. And I got to tell you something too, y'all. It's pricey, the Cut. So it's like, right now the Cricut's on sale and it's not so pricey. It's about the same as the Gemini, but the Cut's more expensive. That's the thing. I didn't even look at the silhouette, Marcy. That's a terrible admission. You know what? I didn't. I'll tell you why. It was the last machine Lily got. Lily got the Cricut and the Cut before she got the silhouette. The silhouette I got for her as her special thank you gift was like, it was like her last machine that she added. And she always said it was best last. Like it wasn't a good first investment. Oh, wow. That's so sad. Yeah, maybe. And that's what I keep trying to tell my husband. Okay, so practical lady here is saying, let's wait. Let's wait and see. Right. The cartridges, right? And it's also, guys, if they also, did you ever hear Miss Judy's video, My Scrapbook Loft? She has had to upgrade her machine like 4 times because the design studio gets fancier. And every time it gets fancier, she has to buy a new machine. And I don't like that. Well, Misty was saying she's only had to replace her blade on her scanning cut once in 15, like Misty, is this right? Once in 15 years, you said, right? So it's tough to decide. The auto blade on the Brother has never failed Misty ever. And that's the SDX version. That's the one that's a little bit more money, but Mercy, you have a Silhouette. Okay, so you have to learn how to use it and teach us how to use it. See, that's also true, right? There. See, I keep saying to my husband, why don't we wait? Why don't we wait? Because there's going to be sales. And right now, the one that he was looking at for me is $100 cheaper right now on Black Friday sales, and it comes with a lot of things. But I don't know. See, I'm looking just to read everybody's comments. We all are frugal shoppers. You know what? That's something we all have in common, and I like that about us. Like we're not running out and getting the latest and the greatest. We're being thoughtful about what we're buying, right? And so we're like, okay, let's see here. You like your Cricut, Brian, right? You don't find it hard at all to use. Brian's really easy to adapt to technology, and I think that's impressive. I'm just worried because, like, oh, you like the die cuts for intricate. See, okay, so Susan Tootsie Tucker, who's in the room, and Whimsical Endeavors P have saved me on that, Sarah. I had the same problem. I thought I hated intricate dies. I thought that intricate dies and I would never be friends. And then they taught me a few things. One is that P sent me a metal shim for my Big Shot. And she could kind of guess based on the dies I owned which one to send me. There are different dimensions. And they both taught me to use wax paper. It was a game changer. I now can work with intricate dies, which is shocking. So part of it is the shim, and part of it is using wax paper, actually, I think. I think. Yeah, this Lisa, you and I should have conversations about this because clearly you and I are in the same boat, right? We know that we need a new piece of equipment and we have no idea which one to get, really. Yeah, see, that's the benefit of the Gemini. Wow, yeah, you don't need anything, right? See? It's tough. It's tough. So I have to figure it in my brain. Okay, what do I do more of? Intricate dies, big Z's, or fussy cutting? And if I'm honest, I fussy cut more than I do other things, and that's harder on my body. And I think that's why I came to the scan and cut. Hi, Jean. But that is what right, exactly. The aluminum foil trick is very important. Okay, so that's why you have to ask yourself that. Like, what do you do the most of? And since fussy cutting is a problem, I fussy cut a lot. Like every stamp, everything I make, I have fussy cut out pretty much. Like all those stamps and everything, I fussy cut those. Yeah, it's well, no, Pat, I'm learning too. That's why I asked everybody for opinion. Wax paper, Chris, saves the day. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Because I was telling Susan and P, so I would be die cutting. Let me show you something like I'm die cutting tonight. See this? Okay. And this has these little pieces. And if you put a piece of wax paper down when you die cut this, you don't need to poke those out. What used to happen to me, let me tell you what used to happen. So now, if I don't want those little holes, I don't use wax paper. So for these wreaths, I don't want the holes. But let's say I wanted them, Chris. I used to go and take my pokey tool and I have to poke out each one. And sometimes, because I'm not that gentle, I'd break the die if it was really delicate. And I was complaining to Susan and P about this, and they both were like, "Why aren't you using wax paper?" And I was like, "Wax paper? Oh my goodness, what a difference. What a difference." There's the birthday lady. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Elvia. Hello, Heather. Hello. We're talking, Heather, about Scan and Cut versus Gemini versus, wait, Scan and Cut, Gemini versus your new Cricut. And I was telling everybody, like, a smart cookie and a quick adapter to technology, and you can cut out a camper. You do need to learn how to use the system, but Brian loves his Cricut. Hi, Sue. Right, your dies in your cardstock. That's what saves me. So if I really, okay, so for this one that I'm making this time, guys, I don't want these little dots out. I want it to be a more solid wreath because I'm making it with sequins and pom-poms. But if I wanted those to come out, I would just use wax paper. And because this is like a thick, glittery cardstock from Monty. And it's really thick. It's like, I think it's over 300 GSM, or it's pretty serious. So it doesn't pop out so easy. But if you use wax paper, you don't have to poke it out. It's amazing. Well, yeah, you're so busy, Lisa, and I'm sending you more fabric. So I found a fabric, Lisa, it's not quite male. I want to say this. It's kind of neutral. I hope other people have more access. I can go up. I haven't touched wood, guys. I'm up to tomorrow. They feel if I don't have a fever by tomorrow, I can go back out. So I haven't had touch wood, any signs of anything. So if I see anything male on the way to the post office, I'll buy it. But I have not had a lot of, RHL has not had a lot of male fat quarters, let me tell you. Lots of rainbows and unicorns. Wow, he built that for you? Mickey gets a hug. I have to do all that stuff. I cannot believe he did that for you. Like a mask, Marcy, Cynthia found out they made a steel rule die so you can fabric cut out a mask. So for those of us that don't sew very well, but hand sew, I could make masks. That's pretty amazing. Well, it's a pretty cool thing that he built that for you. That's pretty cool. You and I have a similar partner, really. We, I think you and I can sometimes commiserate. They're not very romantic. They're practical guys, but they're good guys and they stand by us, right? When it matters. Like when you had to go to Kayla, he said, yes, go, of course. That's a good man. Like they're just not romantic, Heather. They're not going to hold our hand and take a long walk along the beach. We both know that. It's just who we married. Right. He saw your paper struggle, right? He's practical. My husband, too. That's why some of your things are weird. They're all practical. Brian, can I ask you a question? And I hope it would not offend you, but I want to ask honestly because I'm wondering if it's a gender thing. Oh, Susan, see, that's sweet. It does, I guess. Then they want to solve our problems. That's who they are. That's who we're married to. That's not a bad quality, right? It's just they don't think about things like surprising us with flower petals on the floor. That's not who they are. Um, I married a problem solver too. So Heather, you and I have this in common, right? They don't think it's a big deal. But, in an emergency, they'd be the first to get everyone out of the building. That's who we married. And when Caleb was in trouble, he was the first to say go. So we gotta, right. Men are different. So Brian, I gotta ask you this. Going with my husband shopping was so funny because when I go, I like to see every aisle. Even if it's an aisle, okay, we know I don't sew, but I'm looking for fabric for Lisa. I like to walk through. Oh, I don't think mine's there yet. So I'm going to say it might not be mine yet. It could be, but it shouldn't be yet. So I bet you someone else sent you a package because mine said it was being delivered after the weekend. Yeah, your forever room. See, he did try, but Brian, I got to ask you this question. When you go to Hobby Lobby, do you walk through every aisle or do you just go to the aisle with the item you want? I'm just curious. Not that you represent all men, it's too much pressure for you. I'm just curious. See, right? Right. Middle initial wrong. This is, I'm laughing. I'm laughing. I just want to know, like, because it was such a different experience going with him. By the way, he hates Michaels. So you see, we all have these weird struggles. Hi. Hi, everybody. Wow, over 32 years. Yeah, see, we're at 20. So, we know each other really well. I know who he is. Although he did surprise me with a couple things. See, you go to the aisles that interest you. You are truly a grafter, my friend. I yeah, me I see, Kathy, I think that's it. So, like, he knew in Hobby Lobby what he wanted to get for Heather. Michael's he hated because he hated the way it was organized and the store was cluttered and they didn't put things in the right area. So when he would go to his aisle, they didn't have it and there was no store clerk to help him. Oh my goodness, he was so mad at Michael. That's the one store he says he hates. But in Hobby Lobby, he went to the aisles that he knew where his stuff was. Really? A whole day? That's like not knowing our birthdays, you know? They do that. Our partners do that. Oh, it's so funny. 34 years, Lauren? Wow. That's amazing. That's a testament, right? You know, today that's like unheard of. It's unheard of. Our kids will never know, like most kids will not know what that means to be married to someone for 35 years. Yeah, not romantic either. See, we have this in common too. I'm laughing. You met through a dating service? Okay, now I'm curious. That's pretty cool. All right, Marcy's at 5 months. Yeah, but Marcy, you found someone. Look, I mean, you all got tested the day after your marriage. And most couples don't even have that in their first 5 years. Oh, Cynthia, I get that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. Chris, I'm you. I want to see every aisle. Even the aisles I don't do that kind of crafting. I'm curious. I can't help it. Oh, you were the bartender. See, he told you everything and he got to know you. My husband, okay. So when I made that video for Heather afterwards, he says you weren't entirely accurate. And I said, where did you could have interrupted. Where did I mess out? It is true that my husband has driven me to Hobby Lobby, waited in the car for me, just not come inside. That to me is not going to Hobby Lobby with me. See, I say that too, Heather. Plus, people, I don't know about you people, but you folks, but I'm having this weird experience lately where people are hiding things in stores. Like they're hiding things. So maybe they don't have any left on one shelf, but they'll have it like in a weird spot, like embroidery. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just read that. Oh, Christina, 40 years? I don't even have words for that. Oh, it's payday, huh? I'm sorry, I just read Cynthia's comment and I cracked up laughing because I can so identify with that. Oh my goodness, can I identify with that? That's exactly how I feel too. That's exactly how I feel. There are days where I have to say, honey, you can't do that. Honey, you can't say that. Honey, honey, honey. Those are the days where I'm secretly also plotting his demise. However, in the same breath, I'm crazy about him still. So it's just the way it is. I'm just reading everyone's comments. Yeah, see, right? Heather, me too. So there's always the question. So my husband has this funny way of asking about Walmart. He'll say, are you going to like go and get 5 things we need in and out, or are you going as an outing to look for things for crafting? And if I say crafting, he's like, have a good time. Oh, this is so funny. I had no idea, Misty. I'm learning so much from you people. Whoa, they hide it till payday. Yeah, see, me too. I feel that Heather, that's why I said you and I have the same experience. It's just the way it is. But in the important stuff, he's there for me. Whoa, really? Okay, Sarah, I just read that. That's love. That's love. Bless you, honey. That's love. That's love if he helped you do that. That is love. Wow. I don't blame you. I wouldn't pay for the divorce either. 40 years? 40 years, Christina? Mine does too. You know something? Mine does too. And I will say this. Okay, so I knew my measurement for getting married was, and try not to laugh, but I'm pretty savvy. So I look at it like this. If I were on a boat and the boat was sinking, I trust myself to not only get myself off the boat, I trust myself to put on a life jacket and get other people off the boat who can't get themselves off, even with my illness. So I always said if I married someone, it's going to have to be somebody who's even better at doing that than me, because otherwise, it's about a respect thing. And I'm telling you, he'll get 40 people off the boat before I got 5 off. And when it comes to stuff that matters in life, and to me, what matters is like, if God forbid something happened with our children, if a neighbor was hurt or needed help, he would be there in 30 seconds. It didn't matter what the weather was outside. That's why I married him. Oh, Sarah, you are cracking me up tonight. I'm telling you, you're cracking me up. Deb, you have got a gem. Hold on to that. Oh, Brian, that would be really great for you. That would be really great for you. Yeah, you see, you guys were meant to be together. Listen, I gotta tell you this. I'm not the easiest person, partially because as being a writer, I like my alone time. So I read a lot. I spend a lot of time crafting. I spend time reading stories, writing stories, marking student papers. Not every husband wants to be alone for 8 hours a day, especially not in a pandemic. And he's really good at occupying himself lately. He wasn't, remember when he first came home when we hadn't seen each other? But he's back to normal. You guys were right. He's back to normal. Yeah, you know what? That's what Pat was saying. And somebody else told me that too. Hi, Leticia. Everyone coming in. Hi, everybody. Hi, Leticia. Who? Oh, did Diane just come in? There we go. He calls you this his sidekick. Who doesn't have a die cutter, guys? Do we have? Because we have another die cutter. Hi, Crafty Michelle. I like my own space too. I actually had to write to the girls because I was when we first came back together and he came down to Florida. I swear to you guys, I couldn't get anything done. He was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I was like, "Is this going to be okay?" And they were like, "It's just because he hasn't seen you for 6 months. It's going to go back to normal." And they were right. Hi! Yay! You made it to a live. I'm so excited. Oh, your books are so beautiful. Oh, see, Kathy, that's amazing that he helps out. Mine is being better since the recent problems, but he's still struggling because I've done everything forever, including home maintenance. So this is a new reality for my husband. But you guys taught me. You know what? I have to say, kitchen's closed 1 day a week, and that's a healthy thing you all taught me, and I thank you for that. It's the truth. You make beautiful. First of all, it's not the only beautiful thing you make. I also like those cupcake amazing little goodies you made. I thought that was actually genius. But your books are beautiful. So beautiful. Alvia, do you not have a die cutter? Yeah. See, me too. That's why we work too. I'm catching up on everybody. I'm a slower reader than I should be. Oh, wow. That is hard to work, Chris. That's hard. I mean, even with this, I left one window open even during the live just to keep air in here, but if it gets too noisy, I'll shut it. It's hard when people make a lot of noise. There's nobody down here, y'all. It's really strange. It's really strange sometimes. We have one neighbor to the left and a neighbor to the right, but it's strange. My husband doesn't fold the towels right either. Do you have a thing about a trifold, Heather? Is that why I inherited that from my mom? My mom is usually on here, y'all. She just doesn't ever talk. Aw, is your arm okay, Michelle? What happened with your arm? I actually have to email you, Michelle, because I saw something that you did. Y'all, Michelle sent me a gift certificate. It's not right. It was very sweet though, but it's not right. I know that you do that, Lisa. I know you do. You are the way I was before all this happened. I know that. Michelle, did they check your brachial plexus? That's what happened to me when I had that last stroke. Have they checked the nerve? The brachial plexus is this nerve center back here. Have they checked it? I'm catching up, everyone. I just want to make sure. Yeah, see, right. You have a trifold. I do too. I trifold too. My husband doesn't understand it. He folds the laundry, but he struggles with the towels. Okay. She'll just be careful during COVID. Just keep them watching it with physio. At the fact that you woke up and you couldn't use it scares me. I'm so sorry. And is it's your making hand? Like, is it like your right hand, like mine? And although you can see Miss Sheila and I keep making, it's tough though. It's tough, but you can do it. I do know what a brachial plexus is. I did not know before getting this illness, let me tell you. I promise you that. Oh, Michelle. Oh, okay. So you see that Sheila is crafting up a storm, right? I don't know how she gets this all done. I tell you all the time, Sheila, I don't know how you do it because it is hard when you don't have your dominant hand. I am 10 times slower now. But but I'm just slow and steady wins the race. And it's just don't push it too much at first. Don't push it. Oh, that is love. My husband makes coffee too. That is love. That's love. That's like a small thing, but it's a big thing for me. Every day, that means a lot. And when I told him, okay, there's enough internet, see, he went me a coffee. For me, that's love. Yeah, you got to, Lisa, you got to diversify so the hands don't hurt so much. Yeah, they do, but they also make you doped out. And I know you won't like that. You're like a thinking person. That's very clear. There's no way you're going to like that. Ah, nobody touches my towels. Brian, you really are like us. Oh my goodness. I'm like you. Oh, that's so funny. It is, you know what, guys? It is the little things that count. It's both the big values that count and it's the little things that make your day better, right? Like I said, like I know in a crisis, my husband would be helping people. I wouldn't have respect for him if he didn't. Um, and he'd be out there with me and he wouldn't be saying to me, don't help. He'd be saying, go help that lady. But it's also the little things like the coffee. It is. We all have a thing about laundry. This is funny. Oh, I feel better. My husband thinks I'm a bit wackadoodle. I said, it makes me feel better. Okay. We have a thing about laundry. I'm not fussy about everything, y'all. I'm messy at times. Trust me. Right now, I have a mess on my table that my poor husband's living with. Oh, that's so funny. Your son is die cutting for you? Okay, yeah, we have a thing about laundry. Maybe it's a craft thing. I don't know. My mom was really good at laundry. She's still way better than I am, and I'm really good at getting things out of laundry thanks to her. And she ironed our underwear, she ironed our pillowcases. So I grew up with really fresh laundry all the time. Oh, that my husband does that too, Heather, and I like labels out too. But that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is really funny. We have a lot in common. I can't believe, Michelle, your son is die cutting for you. You have a good son. You have a good son. That's pretty kind. Oh, Brian, no wonder we all hang out with you. I hate ironing too, guys. I do. I have to tell you, half the time you see my shirts are wrinkled. I have a steamer. My mom's like, there's no excuse for that wrinkled shirt. I hate ironing. I even bought, here they have in Florida, Downey's new anti-wrinkle fabric sheets, and it helps a little bit. Oh, Heather, woman after my own heart. I have the iron, I just don't use it. Yeah. Well, that made sense, Lisa. Like, you were saying you were ironing all the fabrics for mask making. I was like, of course you are. How are you going to sew if it's all rumpled? I have a little steamer too. Did you get that one that was like I don't know. I watched it on some TV show, the one I got, and it works really well. It does. It's like a home reviewed product. I don't know, but it works really well. Your husband irons, Olivia? They do help a bit. They do help a bit with the wrinkles. Yeah, see? Oh, that's so funny. Yep. Right. So that's okay, Erica, smart lady, right? That's a smart choice. Um, I have to, I don't think he can hear me. One of the jobs my husband does do is the dishwasher. And I hate the way he loads and unloads. But if I don't like it, then I should just do it and not complain, right? So I've just learned to live with it. That's it. That's the end. No, no saying anything. It, uh, you and I both, Heather. You and I both. That's really funny, actually. Yeah, it's a only if I have to thing too. I hate it. I hate it, hate it. My mom does it all the time. And she's got spray starch and she's got different kinds of spray starch. Oh, I'm glad you got a new washer. Because Erica, I'm telling you, I know we're all a little fussy about certain things. Certain things. I'm okay with certain kinds of mess. Organized chaos, I call it, I'm okay with. Whereas he's not. He hates chaos of any kind. Oh wow. What kind did you get, Sarah? What kind of resin did you get? Tell us. I'm excited for you too, because I think resin's beautiful. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. My husband would say the same thing. I know, Pat, you love dishes. Uniforms are different. Uniforms are different. Um, when I was in the UK and I had to wear a robe, I made sure it was properly steamed. I wasn't going to walk out there in a wrinkly hot mess. But other than that, no. Oh, military men know how to iron and polish shoes and polish shoes. Exactly, Sue, right? We have to learn. We can't because the thing is if we ask for help, we can make some suggestions politely, but after that we got to let it go. Because if they're helping and that's it. It is the crystal odorless. Okay, so here's the thing. Crafty Michelle, you helped me with this. I did not know this because when I wanted to do resin, I found it's super bad for scleroderma. Then I found out from Crafty Michelle the air dry clay, which is working quite nicely for some molds, not for all, but for some, works great. But then also Michelle suggested there were some healthier silicones actually, or healthier materials. So I'm excited, Sarah, to hear what you think of that. And if you like the results with it or you don't like it. Hi, Alice. So good to see you. I know you were at work. First of all, how's your son doing? Is he better? Because he had a cold last time we talked. Oh, that's funny. Yes, I can use the oven baked clay, but you want to know what's a bit tricky, guys? Alice, have you tried using the new Fimo or Sculpey, they call it here in America? They have this new one that's like supposed to be just like resin, but much safer. But guys, it's so hard. I should have brought it out to show you. It's like rock hard. Trying to mold that into a mold is not going well for me at all. I find even if my husband does this for me on it, because my hands aren't that strong, and then I go to roll it out and cut it, it still doesn't work. It's cool. It bakes transparent, just like resin. And they have certain effects like glimmering effects, shimmering effects, but it's not pliable. Thank goodness. I'm glad. And you must be so relieved, except you must be exhausted now because he's been home all week, right? It's new. It's new, the new Sculpey. It's just sort of rival resin, but I'm telling you, it's not soft. It's not. And I couldn't press it into molds. Like, I think the best you can do is roll it out and cut it with a cookie cutter and then make little charms out of it. Ah, okay. Archer had a play. Okay. Yeah, it dries just like resin and they have different finishes for it, guys, but it's tough. So again, I think it's great for things like little charms if you cookie cutter them. It's just not great for molds. Oh, I'm writing that down. You were so helpful, Michelle, because I was devastated that I couldn't do resin because I was really excited to do it. I was like so excited. And then I was like, nope, guess you're not doing it. And then Michelle was like, well, what about this? What about this? And it's working, just not for everything. And that's why I was asking for some more ideas from you guys. I'm writing that down. I'm going back up to make sure I pre-all, pre-all do and dry. Thank you. Oh, he has a really bad cough. No wonder they tested him for COVID, Alice. See, here they would have too. Okay, let me know how it is. I mean, open the door anyway, but right. Oh, Alice, but it's also because you don't need any toxicity in your life. We've got to make sure that we learn about ones that are less toxic. Although Anne, Anne is a really safe maker and a safe person. So she just makes sure she uses a ventilator mask and she takes all the precautions. Yeah, the Dasplay is not that easy to manipulate. Let me tell you. That also took a while, but at least that one over time, Michelle, gets softer. That gets softer. Pasta machine. Okay, that's a genius idea. Oh, Deb, are they cute? Are they small? Cute? Hi. Hi, everyone coming in. I'm so sorry. We got caught up in this whole conversation about the new Sculpey versus resin versus clay. Yeah, it's not cheap here either, Alice. I know it's not you're crazy expensive, but it's not cheap. By the time you buy a kit, this is what I was saying to everybody. By the time you buy the kit, a few molds, this and that, you're at $50 for sure. I like gummy bears too. Marcy and I both like gummy bears. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. And that's this okay. So we're trying to figure out, guys, like this is what we're all trying to figure out, Paul. Everyone's trying to figure this out, right? Like, what is the best resin? So Anne like crafty kimchi likes one kind. Um, Polite Creations, Natasha likes another kind. And then other people did research like me, and it's not so healthy, some of them. So then other people are suggesting. So Sarah just got one that maybe might be healthier. I don't know. Oh, wow. Thank you. Right. And clear or white with color, because then you have to add either mica or ink, or you have to add sparkles, or like I'm sending something to Kayla, some glitter, because you also have to, some of them you have to add your own glitter. It's like, it's crazy. Oh, that is such a good suggestion. And you knew I had one of those because I cook. Thank you. That is so smart. I didn't even think about it. I have asked the husband to do like this for me because of my hands. Wow. That is so smart. This is amazing. Like we're all learning a lot from each other about this because I think we all really like it and it looks great. And we like this idea of making our own charms, but it's not simple, actually. It's not. And it's got a little bit of science involved. So Lisa, how are you managing to work and like well, I'm diking this out. How are you managing to work and also iron the fabric and make all the masks that you're making for everybody? Did you notice that Kathy's favorite thing said she only right now she's down to 4 masks? We have to make sure we get her masks because she's got to go to doctor's appointments. That terrified me. Yeah, we do get a workout, that's for sure. That's for sure. Well, they're not healthy. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I didn't do it. But then when I asked everybody, like, I asked all those 5 people I was just listing, it turns out that, like, there are some healthier ones. We're just not sure if they work as well. Because, like, Natasha was using a different one that's a little less toxic. And she was saying hers didn't really set very well. So we're not sure about all of the brands yet. Yeah, you're going to need a good craft tool for drilling. Because some people just cheat it by putting a thing in and then pull it out. But yeah, if you're going to drill, you're going to need a good one. Thank you, Pat, because I got worried. Like I already looked for masks for her. I got worried. I looked online. That's what some people are wondering too about the UV resin. Oh, that's so funny. what up resin is either. Does anyone know? Okay, thank you for that tip because I'm going to need that too. You do have to worm all of your stuff like that. That's the truth. You know. So Brian, do you feel comfortable telling us about your procedure or you don't feel comfortable? Maybe it's going to make you more nervous. Sometimes it helps me to talk about mine before I go in, so that's why I'm asking. Sometimes you feel better. I'm still trying to get some of my deck and then I'm doing a whole bunch of prep work. That's it. It's the art resin. Art resin is the one that's not toxic. That's the safe one. You still have to air. Alice, that's what happened. I think I wasn't sure if she was using the UV. I just knew she was using a healthier one and it stayed tacky too. Oh, Lisa, that's amazing. Christina, Lisa is handing out masks. She's been working really, really hard. She's not selling them. It's unbelievable. That's why I keep trying to encourage everybody to send her supplies. Okay, so then just know that we care about you. That's why I asked you. Sometimes I like to talk about it, sometimes I don't. So I get it. Just know then, and let somebody know if you can when you feel up to it so we all know you're okay for an update. That's it, right? By volume. Cynthia, I don't think so. You always make fun of yourself and you're such a good maker, Cynthia. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I totally don't believe it. I'm laughing though. I am laughing. I'm waiting to see. Hold on, I have to move this while I'm doing this. Yeah, because Pat will tell everybody. She will. She'll make sure she tells all of us. What are you guys working on for Christmas? Like, it was nice to see Turtle Dove's video the other day. Oh, was it Kathy? Kathy, you have to tell us. It dried, right? Her resin dried. Whoa, that's a lot, Brian. Oh, that's a really cute idea. I think that's a really cute idea. I told you I hate our Joann's here, so I don't try not to go, but I did look for Lisa for stuff like that too. But is it like this at all Joann's? You can't order fabric for delivery. You can only go in store and buy it. And glue dangles and gnomes and sleighs. This is a good project. You haven't had a chance because you're still doing the transition. I still have, listen, it still looks like a throw up in the other room. This is all done. The middle, everything is all done. Now I'm on to the last spot. It's still going to take me a couple of days. And then I want to paint some spots. I've got a whole plan in here for decorating, for painting, and I want to DIY up some signs. I'm pretty excited. But I feel your pain. I do. Like, this is my perfect break because it's like I've been doing a lot of cleaning and organizing. Of course, you finished reorganizing yours, Misty, because yours is always so organized. To begin with, I made a hot mess, guys, because I pulled out my Christmas and my Halloween because I was working on things simultaneously and I made a hot mess. And I should have waited to put stuff away, but I didn't. So I need to do some more work. But everything else is done, which is nice. I bet. I'll go take a look after. I told you my internet has been up and down, so I watched as many videos as I could while I was organizing, but not all of them were playing properly. And they would freeze. That's why I thought this was going to freeze. But my husband's like, so try it, see what happens. Now you're working on now we're all curious to know what you're working on, but we're not supposed to ask that question, so we won't. See, I think a die cutting station is so smart too. I think so. And you know what? I got Misty, I got the card Isis holder that holds like, it's got the dividers that holds the 80. And then Carrie went and got one because it's really good for ephemera. So like when you're pre-cutting, you can organize all your ephemera by category. Because I usually just put it in a Ziploc and then in a bin. But now it's like really organized. Oh no, really? Michelle, it's for someone you really care about, right? Because it's a guest spot. I'm so sorry. Really? Okay, Chris, if you find something like that, there's a whole bunch of people that love stuff like that. Like Kayla makes resin, um, Natasha makes resin, Sarah makes resin. So many people make resin now. It's amazing how many people are making resin. And they all need molds because they're pretty expensive if you buy the official ones. And the ones from China take a really long time to arrive, usually. That's the problem. They're more affordable, but they take forever to come. Hi there, Rajita. Hi. Yeah, I figured it was something like that, Michelle. So yeah, it's bad timing with your arm. Can you think of, are you going to make something that, well, you're trying to first rearrange everything because you want it to look perfect for the video. I get that. But you also have to figure out something you can do with your hand challenges, right? That's still you because they chose you because of your uniqueness and what you make. That's challenging. Oh, I should have guessed that they were super tiny from China. It's like when I order a die, sometimes it's like a crapshoot. Is it going to be this big? Is it going to be this big? That's why I was laughing. I'm glad you got it all done though. It does not feel good. Like it feels good when we get all that done. Like really rewarding, I think. Yeah, the dies. And I do check their measurements, guys, because I have had, the same thing as Nilda, where it's come and it's been, and I like teeny dies. Like Marcy, we both like miniatures, but there's miniature and then there's something wrong with the die. I wasn't joking when I said the other day that my first fireplace die that I ever got was from Allie, and it came and it was like all of the pieces combined were not larger than this, and I couldn't figure it out. And it's not that hard to figure out a fireplace die. It should look like this. No, no. Leticia, did your glue gun break? I have two backup glue guns. That's not the issue, but okay, Leticia. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Finish this, and I will, after this live, I will contact you, Leticia. See? See? See, Kathy figured it out. She just put it in the sun. And there you go. Oh, see, Missy has extra. See, we can always figure this out. We can figure this out. I know. I just saw. I was trying to finish my die cut. I'm still prepping for stuff, guys. Just like Turtle Dove. I was watching Turtle Dove's videos, like that's what I'm doing. Oh, thank you so much, Martha. I have to say this one doctor I'm seeing, guys, is amazing. She's really good. And she's the one who's got me on this large task medium. I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually making a difference. I look better. I'm less exhausted. Um, I'm in less pain. Uh, it may be a crazy thing, but it's working. It's working. So I'm really grateful to her. So I am feeling better. Go, Elsa. I'm so sorry. You'll have to tell us after how it goes. We hope everything is okay. I feel much better. Okay, so she helped me understand like what's going on with my body and like why I've been feeling so terrible lately. And she's the one that suggested this crazy big, medium, small thing. And at first I was like, this is a pain. And I made a lot of mistakes the first couple of days. But actually, she's right in the end. And now I'm sort of in a rhythm. I figured out what she means and I'm not feeling as exhausted. I'm in less pain. I maybe don't get as much done every day as I used to. And that at first was hard. but I also feel a lot less sick. So that's the upside. That's the upside. You know, you got to trade something off. That's why I'm telling you, Michelle, even though you have this thing, don't push it too far. Because sometimes when we're determined to do something, and that's a good thing to be determined, it's just sometimes we push too much when we're determined, and then we can actually make it harder for us to do what we would normally do. That's all. You know, I've learned the hard way, I guess, until this really good doctor. Who did I miss coming? I missed everybody coming in again. This is terrible. This is just terrible. Okay, yeah, just take it slow because that's like a mistake I made. Hi, Esther. I mean, I learned that this doctor talks to me on my own level too, like my favorite doctor. And I feel we get along so well. So I really respect her. I take her very seriously. And even when she created this crazy system, I kind of gave her stink eye, but then I was like, you know, you really like her. She's smart and she's recommending this to you for a reason. Try it out. And she's been right. And I was like excited to tell her I was wrong, you were right. You know, hi, Sally. I'm just making sure everyone's in here. I'm just coming in. I think a good doctor is rare too. My experience, I had one doctor's visit last week. We won't even discuss. He was so arrogant. I can't even tell you. Like, ugh, like so arrogant. I actually at one point had to say, like, you you don't tell someone who's been living with someone for 10 years what they do and do not experience on a daily basis. Like he's offensive, arrogant, but it happens. Sarah was telling us like lots of them have a God complex. They don't handle things well. That's funny. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh there. I'm just laughing because, you know, as usual, when I chat, I don't cut as much or do as much. And so I'm laughing. You keep having miscounts and I keep having not enough die cuts. Oh, lovely. But at least straight up, right, Cynthia? Straight up. I like a straight up doctor. I realize that now. Like, I like a doctor. I don't need you to hold my hand. I don't need you to cry with me or feel bad for me. I don't want 1 ounce of that. That's not for me. I do want a doctor who's going to be like, okay, this is what's wrong. This is what we're going to do. These are the tests we're going to run. Like, I need a straightforward doctor. Yeah, right, Susan? We talked about this with Elsa too. Like, the arrogance sometimes is really, and also like poor Cynthia. Like, think about that. Like, you look like crap, but you know, she likes that kind of interaction with her doctor, so it's okay. If you have a good relationship with your doctor, that doesn't offend you. It's when you meet a new doctor and you kind of take those kind of liberties that you can be annoyed. Congratulations, Brian. Yeah, yeah, it is a pace. It is. And I like the race part because I keep wanting to not be sick. You think after 10 years I'd adjust, right? Or 12 years. No, no. Well, my specialist says, look, it's both a good and bad part of my personality. The good part is I'm still doing everything I'm doing because I'm like a fighter. The bad part of my personality is then I push myself too hard. So it's the same coin, just a different side of the problem. And good doctors understand that and know how to talk to you on your own level and will say, you're both your own best hero and your own worst enemy. And we need to find somewhere in the middle. The not so great doctors are the ones that say, well, you know, you should just stay at home without understanding who you are. Hi, Lana. But it's hard to get a good doctor. Look, look. Hi, Sandra. Look at poor Pat. Her doctor's not even checking on her, which so infuriates me. So the doctors are hard to find, y'all. And Soleil, how are you feeling, Soleil? Yeah. You know, Misty, I think we're all human beings, right? Like, so I can make a mistake. Anyone can make a mistake. And so we just have to exactly like everyone has to listen. That's it. That's all it is. No, it's true, Cynthia. That's what that you're absolutely right. And that's when they said you have to learn when to call defeat. And you haven't learned that yet. After 10 years, you haven't learned it. And right now, this last round is really because we took me off medicine during COVID. But often it could be caused by my own stubbornness. So I'm listening to this doctor that I have a lot of respect for, and I am feeling better. So there's a lesson in that. Um, Both in terms of how I pick my doctors, like clearly I have a lot of respect for her. I'm listening to her. And so I'm feeling better. And so that says something. I'm catching up. I'm catching up on everybody. We're all so relieved, Soleil. That's all we have to say. There is no words. That was like the best news this week. That was the best news this week. Yeah. It's I think it's been hard for everybody. I always say this. It's been really, really hard. And it's really nice when we get a piece of news that's more, you felt for the first time, right? It was the first time you finished an infusion therapy and the next day you didn't feel as awful. I was so happy when I heard you say that. I was like, that's a victory. That's a victory. Who would be unkind, Sarah? Oh, I'm just reading back what that meant. Yeah, yeah. I want to say for the record, if anyone ever makes a comment about weight, that's a huge like that's awful. There is there's no talking around that. There's no talking around that. And I want to say that was one of the reasons why I was so mad at Anderson Cooper because that's one of the things he did. It's gross. So I just want to say that up front. There's no excusing that. Cynthia, you know what? That was my other good doctor who said either you go now or you were going to be stuck here. And thank God I went. I just didn't realize I couldn't breathe. Lisa, really? That's why? I'm sorry. I am sometimes very naive. You know what? And y'all are learning this about me. I really am a little naive at times because I think I live in an insular bubble where nobody would ever do that. Watch my mouth hang open. Yeah, he did do it, Sandra. I was really mad. He did do it. That's why I said that thing today. I was really mad about that. Lisa, wait, Heather, you get more thumbs down if you put makeup on? Or 5 Sundays? Okay, okay. And I'm not being weird. I'm seriously asking you, what is that about? Why would someone leave you? First of all, you love makeup, and anyone who watches your channel knows that you view that as an art form and it's another creative outlet. So, why is it that they leave more thumbs down when you're wearing makeup? That's right. We are who we are. That's it. And we're supposed to all accept each other for that. I like the accent. Yeah, you're right, Kathy. It just shocks me. I'm shocked that we are in 2020 and this is actually a topic of conversation. But it's not a topic with one person. It's clearly a problem. Wow. Exactly. Exactly. And wouldn't life be awfully boring if we all were lemmings and looked the same? That's Deb. I swear to you, that is so true. That is so true, right? Sabrina, no. Are you kidding? What could they possibly say about you? Every video you do is either a collab or an uplifting video. Or you gave us 3 months ago updates about your health because there were many of us that were very worried about your health. What? Oh no, this is just awful. I really am naive. I'm learning a good lesson from y'all. Wait, Lisa, we're talking. Look at my shock face, Lisa. Look at this face. So we're finding out by being upfront with each other. Sarah was brave enough to share that she doesn't like doing face on videos because she's worried about being judged for weight. And I was like, what? And then this led to a whole dialogue where we're learning that some people put thumbs down for Heather if she wears makeup. If she doesn't wear makeup, she doesn't get the thumbs down. Soleil just told us sometimes she has the similar experience. Sabrina just told us what is up with this? People are mean sometimes. There's Kathy's right. Sometimes you can't explain mean people. Right, exactly. I love everybody too, and I think that's insane. This is insane. I had no idea there was that much fear about this, and that anyone should be worried about it. But Kathy's right. People sometimes are just mean. You know, there's something with a high lease. Um, I'm just sorry. Like that's why I don't look at that stuff. You know, guys, I don't look at the analytics. I tell you that, and there's a reason I don't look at it because I don't feel most people are like that. But if you always look at that, you're going to see that, and I just don't think it represents most of the people who spend time on your channel. Oh, Misty. I learn more too, Sue. I get to know the person way better, right? Way better. But you can still learn about someone over time. Like if you spend enough time on someone's channel, you learn a lot about them, even if they never show their face. Um, I'm just sad that there's this much negativity or like it's such a positive thing. Making is such a positive thing. Hi, Sue. Sue, are you having this tour? It hasn't gotten up this far to you. I was actually going to email you today to see if you're okay. Yeah, it's not worth seeing. Like, don't look at it. It's awful. I mean, I guess it's hard if you've started looking at it. I just made myself a promise not to be concerned about that because that's funny. Okay, good, good. And maybe it won't get up that far because they said it's just hovering on this side. I'm hoping it doesn't get up that far. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember that. That was weird. That is a weird, okay, that's a weird thing in this community, and it's got to do with Happy Meal. I will never understand it. Every time I see someone opening up Happy Meal, I'm genuinely happy for them. I don't get this Happy Meal thing, but I do know legit, I've heard from so many people that happens. I love seeing Happy Meal too, Pat. It's one of my favorite videos to click on. So I don't get it. But I do know from a lot of people that that's what happened. Right, Lisa, I hear that too. I hear that too. So I think that's for everybody. So wait, I think the only reason that thumbs down exists is because in case, but then they would just have a report button, is in case you're offended by something. But other than that, I don't know why it exists either. Maybe they thought it would help us understand how to tailor our videos, but it's not a marketing game. I love everybody too, Heather. So for me, when you win, are you kidding me? So like the other day when you posted from Craft Stash, and I forget the name of the other company, forgive me, it's Craft Smart. That was amazing. You're telling me that someone thumbs you down because you won that? Because you won video of the week? I cannot believe that. I mean, I believe you because I know you're telling me that, but that's sad. I go watch Lily every day too. Oh my goodness, Lauren, can you propose that? I'll support that. We can get a petition. I want a love button too. You know what? They are petty. It's petty. It's petty. Maybe. But if we had a love button, we could just be like, yay. There's a reason we watch people's channels. Yeah, haters are gonna hate, but can't they do it somewhere else? There are so many other communities that like that's part of their community. Go there. Not to happy making places. Not to happy making places where people want to make pretty things to better the world. Oh my goodness, Susan, that's as good as the heart love button. We need a love button and yeah, and a mirror button. I so agree. So I forget how I did it, but in the section, like you can't turn off the whole button. What you can do is I just don't, I will never see it because I made it invisible. And I'm not interested in seeing it. And you do that in your settings. Does anyone remember how? I would like to know how to do makeup like Heather. I would love to have lessons in makeup like that. I don't know how to do that either. That's the thing. We all share with each other what we don't know. Look how we just helped each other with resin. And I asked you all about the cutters again. We were chatting. We help each other. So, like, if someone knows how to put on makeup, that's amazing. So that could be, there's no question that they get sad. And I think listen, I do think there are people that have been around a long time who don't get happy now. And I think we all as a community should be aware of that. I do think that's good what you're pointing out. Um, at the start of COVID, Monty shared something with me, the polka dot pine cone. She had never had a happy meal. So like I sent her something because I couldn't imagine she'd been on here so long and never had a happy meal. But it was true. So I do think it's important that we're aware of that. And, you know, that's important because we want to make sure we're being inclusive in our community. There's no question. And I always say this, finances should not be a barrier. So, I know I've got some subscribers where they will send me the most amazing thing for one stamp and they may only do it once every 4 months. And I send Happy Mail back to them. It should never be a barrier. But I also think you shouldn't be negative either, just because someone else has received Happy Mail. Yeah, it's not this COVID is not the season. But the rest of us want to learn how to do makeup. Hi, Kaz. But it's good that we hear that that's the reason, because I never quite get it. I wear mascara every day because I have blonde eyelashes and I sometimes wear eyeliner. Oh no, I hear you. And that's also important to remember. So you see, like that's a really, and I think it's important. And that is, so it's like Betty, right? So Betty Waldick has been with me here from day one. It's often her brother-in-law who buys her the stamps for stuff she sends me. So it's like a big deal. And her brother-in-law is amazingly supportive. It's her husband's brother. And he's so supportive of her in crafting. So I am aware of that with her. But you have to know these things. We have to get to know each other better to know these things. Me too, Misty. But you know what happens? We both know what happens. They get worried that somebody else is going to send a goodie. Um, so they end up putting one in. But I agree with you, Misty. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, and I don't think it should be. You know, I think you should be excited about everything anyone sends you, whether it's like anytime someone thinks about you, it's worth being excited about. If someone sends you one piece of paper, they were thinking of you. That's pretty amazing. Um, you know, so that's just my philosophy. I'm grateful for everything. But I think that it's a good point. These are good points actually to think about. Right, exactly. I feel the same way. It's exactly how I feel. It's exactly how I feel. I know you do, Lisa. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, was I surprised. I said to my husband, It's funny though that I was working on your box. It was a really funny 24 hours, Lisa, because yours and Kathy's came and it was actually funny. But you did shock me. Like it wasn't like a small shock. It was a big shock. Oh, listen, I think that like, whatever people there's some people in our community who are super generous and they can be. Um, and they do a lot for our community without ever anyone ever knowing, right? And we're really lucky to have them. Um, More people get Happy Meal than we see in videos, y'all. Truly. So, and I think when we do know about somebody who's never gotten a Happy Meal, most people tend to be responsive to that. Part of it is just knowing. Most people want to be inclusive. Yes, Sabrina, I made that video the other day for a reason. Oh my goodness. Yes, I can. I can. I normally can't because it's normally in the disinfecting bin, but for yours I can because it also is with somebody else's. I can. And that way you know to look for it or your mom knows to look for it. Yeah. I think you're gonna like it, Brian. I think. We'll see. Okay, so can we just put this out in the open? I do not get why you don't have. Can someone else help me with this? 1,000 subscriptions. Ah, I gotta watch Sabrina's video. I told you I only got to watch some because my internet was down. I'm sorry, Sabrina. The communication thing is key. Um, I'm sad that that happened too. I like seeing that everyone gets Happy Meal too. I agree with you. I totally agree. Wow, you're close, Chiquita now. I'm talking about Southern scrapbooking things. She has like amazing tutorials, some of the best tutorials, really good tutorials. And also she was saying she doesn't get Happy Meal. That's so I'm making a note of that. I know you don't do videos, Miss Aguilar. I'm still poking you about it. Lots does get done behind the scenes. Lots of stuff that nobody ever sees. And I think that's okay. Southern scrapbooking and crafts does fantastic tutorial. Not good, fantastic. Erica, that is such a smart idea. Pat asked me about it a long time ago too, and I discounted it. But you know what? That is such a good suggestion. I agree, Kathy. You and I have been fans for a long time, a long, long time. You and I have made videos about it, right? Both of us have, Kathy. She's amazing. But not everybody here might know her by her name. I only recently learned her name, and I've been watching her since I came on. She's in the room tonight. Right. It doesn't matter if it's filmed or not. Kayla, I love that point. It doesn't matter if it's filmed. It doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter what was in it. No, it's so true, Kelly. It is true. You're a really, really, really skilled maker. Me too. Me too, Kathy. But it's a good point Kayla's making. Everyone is we actually, I think we have a lovely community. We're so lucky. We have a loving, like, nice community who cares a lot. Um, you crack me up. It's so true. It's the heart that matters. I get excited too, Christina, over every single mail I get. Sometimes I get so excited. My husband thinks he's like, what are you so excited over? He doesn't understand it fully, but I love everything. I feel the same way. And it does come from the heart, Lisa. It does. That's what you know when you touch it. You're like, that was made with love. And it's interesting, right? Like, and I think that's what's common to everybody is like, it comes from the heart. How can you not be moved? Oh my goodness. Me too. Lisa. And I'm hoping more people will support. I'm wondering if it's because fabric's heavy, Lisa. Do you think that they think, yeah, see, Michelle, that's how I feel too. I feel exactly that way, especially during COVID. But Lisa, you know what I was thinking? It might be that if people don't have access to fabric borders, like the thinner ones, like from Walmart, it might be that when they go to take a box or a package, it's too expensive because fabric's heavy. Can't go out lipless. Oh my gosh. Can I share an expression with you? Yeah, did you guys ever learn this expression when you were younger? That a woman without earrings and lipstick is like a car without hubcaps. If my mom's watching, she'll remind me how to finish it. Do you guys know the saying? I don't know if you guys know the saying. It's a funny saying, but it's so you remember to wear earrings and lipstick. Why were you crying, Cass? Why were you crying? I'm not wearing any lipstick and zero earrings. Me too. My mom also told me the same thing. And how many times you have almost never seen me with lipstick on here? Yeah, I do wear earrings. You guys know I love funky earrings, but not during COVID. My doctor said no way. All my rings are off. Everything. My bracelets. You see, right? And you were like so moved. Oh, very, very no lippy. Oh, well, certainly not with mask wearing, because my doctor's like, if you get your mask dirty, that's it. And it's like, oh, okay, no lipstick, anything. I almost never wear lipstick. Very seldom. For work, I wear it all the time. At Parsons, you have to go in looking a certain way, so there I have to wear full makeup. But if I'm just going out to the store, no way, no way. I'm too lazy to put on lipstick to go to the store. You see, and that touches you, right, Cass? Like that's when you're like, my friend really cares, or this subscriber really took time. I feel like that with every card. Oh, movie time with hubby. I hope you have the best time, Kathy. Enjoy the movie. Yeah, I did that during COVID too. I've been keeping my nails really short lately. I had to cut them the other day; they were too long. It's healthier during this pandemic. Oh no! Oh yeah, no. After that, well, how old was she? Was she like a toddler? She must have been a toddler, right? Because they love to pull on earrings. They love to pull on earrings. Of course you will. That's the other thing. And it'll happen and it could happen 15 months from now. Like probably when the person needs it the most. Right? Yeah. See, Heather, that's why we need a makeup lesson from you. Yeah, see, right? This is what I was saying. Of course. They can't help it. It's all shiny. They like look so much fun to them. It looks so much fun. And you wondered, Heather Rice, into those weird lipstick flatbacks. Now you know why. But you were supposed to get a makeup die set that never arrived. That was very weird. I ordered it from Ally, but it didn't come. That was supposed to go with those lipstick flatbacks. That was also, right before the start of COVID when everything was going crazy. Hi, Lizzie. I'm still dying over your recipe card design. I'm still dying over it. And the little baby chunky jar. Sabrina, I'll watch your video after. I'm sorry I haven't seen it yet. I will watch it. I'm sorry you had that experience. I really am. Because I know you put your heart and soul into every piece you make. I know that for a fact. Yeah, I don't know. I've had some really good luck, like the same as Linda, where we both, KS Craft Eyes came really fast, but I don't know. There's some others that are being not getting here so fast. So I don't know what to tell you. Oh wow. Congratulations, Brian. Oh, Pat, you're funny. But you're right, probably, right? From your husband, I get that look too. Hi, Tree. How are you? Oh, I buy it for the Mika too. Hi, Tree. Um, I am so sorry, Sabrina. That, wow. Yay, Tree is good. Not surprising, but I'm glad. Everyone is healthy, right, Tree, at home? Everyone's good? Because I know your state's kind of like it's kind of like how mine was, where it's struggled. It struggled. Is that who was cooking? Was cooking. I gotta go soon. I could do some cooking. Who said Alpine? What are we missing now? I swear I missed things. I like get caught up in a conversation and I miss things. I notice I've even stopped die cutting. I can't do four things at one time. Clearly, I can't. I gotta cook some dinner too. What are you making, Kelly? I bet you're making something good. Are you making chicken fried steak? We do too. We do too, Tree. We do too. Oh, Instapot went on half price. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. Oh no, really? That's hard. That's hard. Instapot's on half price during Black Friday. Just letting you know. Oh, Cynthia, that does not sound like much fun. It's no cook day. What's the hubby making, Sue? Alpine, Tennessee. Thank you for clarifying. I got lost. Okay, you found her? Otherwise known as Kelly. You know what? I still have a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that food will taste good, but I know that everyone swears by it. And then P went out and got one after seeing Miss Sheila's. Yeah, Miss Sheila's been using hers a lot. She's been giving them out as gifts. And P went and got one, and she said her food turned out great. What are like tin trees, like made out of tin? Oh, those are magical. I'm assuming that's what you mean, though. Let me make sure. You do make amazing things, Marcy. I can't believe you can make it all with your job and COVID, post COVID. Marcy, are you having any of what they're talking about, like post COVID, and especially because this is your profession? Are you having post COVID complications? I haven't asked you yet, or Carrie. I've been kind of careful about not asking, but I want to ask to see if you're okay. Huh. I know we all need to have makeup. Oh, okay. That would be really sweet. Thank you. If you don't mind, I would love that. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Yes, I love those. Not everybody has the capacity to shrink them, you see. That's what happens. Bye, Christina. I think a lot of us have a roast. Uh, you take good care of yourself, Chris. I wish you would come to Florida, Lizzie. We're not so far apart. I could get in the car. It's 5 hours maximum. And I used to do it a lot less. Oh, thank you so much. I know, right, Lizzie? Oh, we would have a lot of fun. It would get out of hand, but it would be fun. Fun out of hand, not bad out of hand. Marcy, are you really going to come? I'm hoping that the answer is yes. Oh, yummy, 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 yummy. I wanted to make the chili tonight, but we didn't have one of the ingredients that Barbara Ford sent, and we're not going out. So I'm not sending the husband out in the storm. You like roast parsnips too? My mom does too. I don't mind them if they're roasted with potatoes and carrots and other vegetables. I don't like them on their own. Oh, see, Michelle, you like them too. Yeah, I have done it in less. I got to be honest. I mean, it's supposed to be 5 hours, but I have done it in less. Well, Marcy, just think about this. if it's post-COVID and you came to visit, I would get in my vehicle. Ah, you have embellishments, and I've got cooking to do. I should really say goodnight too, but I'll finish this first. Good night, Chiquita. Good night. But seriously, I would visit for sure. We're hoping when all of this is done, we can actually get together. I know, Heather. I was waiting for you to say, I'm not much further away. I was waiting, Heather. I was waiting. I was waiting. That's what I was going to say. Good night. Right? And Susan will drive places. She's not afraid to get in a car and drive either. We all have that in common, actually. I believe it. Where'd you go? I know, Lisa. They said at the very earliest, the end of 2021. But you know what? There are some safer ways to do it. Like camping is very safe if we plan it. Like there are things we can do. I even ran those past my specialists. They say it's true. We just have to stay away from other people. Oh, Brian, I'm sorry. I think it's hard for people, Brian, outside of our community to understand how much this matters to us and why. Until COVID, Brian, think about this. Until COVID, most people were not engaging like this on the internet. Now, because of COVID, they're making friends on the internet. My best friend in Canada, Brian, had never, she's like, when I first started this, she didn't understand it. Then she saw some of the videos and she kind of opened her mind. During COVID, you know what she did? She's found the same kind of community, but for her, it's card playing cards. Like she likes hearts and things like that and euchre. So she's found a whole community just like ours. And I think in COVID, people will open their minds more and not think it's so weird to make friends this way. No, rest stops, not good. Bathrooms, not good. Not good. Not good. I know that. I know, Lisa. I know that. You're on the same thing, the 1 day a week because of work, right? And I'm on it for health. And this week I wasn't allowed even that. So I know how hard it is. I do. And if we didn't have this, what would we do? What would we do? We're so lucky. We're so lucky. You know what, Heather? I know, right? You would have done it anyway. We all know that. Right. We would have gone crazy, Cass. We're so lucky. It is too far to drive. We need a plane. On the upside, Sarah, one of my children lives in England. He lives in London. So when it's non-COVID, this is not like unrealistic, actually. Did you meet Grumpy that way, Sue? I did not know that. You were advanced. That meant you were very progressive thinking, both of you. That's amazing. I know you weren't concerned, Heather. Are you kidding? It is a great medicine, Soleil, right? Both Sheila and I have been honest with the fact we've had pain like in the middle of the night, and how we get through it is we craft. And I know there's other people that do the same thing. Yep. Aw, that's actually really sweet. Cynthia, for all of us, not just for you. You take good care, everybody. I should end. We're way over. We've been running over lately, y'all, because we've been having too much of a good time chatting, which is a good thing. Again, it's because we're friends and we want to make sure everyone's okay. And I like that. It's not just, we all have to go cook supper, but it's still a night. Even those of us that eat late have to start supper. Um, we're all very thankful for each other. I know that, right? I know, Sarah. I don't talk about, because my kids are all over the place. But previous to COVID, would go visit my child. Yeah. Well, Miss Sheila, big hugs to you. Big hugs. Don't miss a video. Yep. She's just being quiet tonight, y'all. That's all. But we're just sending her a lot of love. Oh, Sarah, they're big. They're warehouse big. I would love you to step into the Walmart here. You won't even get out of it for 4 hours. It's crazy big. It's the size of a soccer field. Ooh, okay. I knew you were in London, Michelle, and I definitely wanted to meet you in person. I would be so happy. They are the biggest inspiration. We are really lucky. Very good point, Pat. Stay safe, keep crafting, right? And positive, for sure. For sure. And it's something we all love to do. And it does keep us sane and healthy. As Soleil said, it's our best medicine. It is actually, even when we're injured, like Michelle is right now. It's still or Sheila and I struggling to fussy cut because that's a to laugh. I cut off the legs of my stamp sometimes now. It's still the best medicine. Bye, Soleil. I'm gonna say goodnight to y'all, so everyone can go cook supper, and our friends in the UK can actually get some sleep because they're 5 hours ahead, at least in London. So it is closing. I love Strand, and that's not for nothing. That's my favorite place. I love Strand. It's just they haven't had any business in COVID. Yeah, won't be able to go touch all their books anymore. Good night, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming on and chit-chatting. Yes, you made a tree. Yeah, see, it's 20 to midnight. That's what I figured. You're going to be so tired. Hi, Deanna. That's all Heather. That is not that is not my normal husband's MO. It's not. She really touched him. He's a bit like grumpy and he doesn't take advice well. And Heather didn't kind of let up. And she always checked in too. He was really moved. And I gotta tell you again, you all changed the way he looked at this because he was not happy at first. He's really changed his mind. It's amazing, actually. It's amazing. I don't think you did, Brian. You know what? Send it to me, and then I can also text you. I'm going to be thinking about you all day tomorrow, Brian. Hospital visits, extra precautions because you're in a lockdown. Extra precautions. Yeah, we got to be grateful for our families. We got to be grateful for each other, right? And you know something, y'all. My last word on this is we all know each other's hearts by this point. We all know each other really well, and that's the thing. Hi, Lorna. Right? We do. Good night, Erica. Thank you for whatever's in that thing. I don't know what it is yet. And good night, everybody. Good night. Stay healthy and happy. Yeah. Good night, Marcy. I feel like we were on the Waltons. Good night, y'all. Did you ever watch that show? Maybe you didn't, but I watched it because I liked it. Good night, Sabrina. I'm gonna go watch that video. I love you too, Lizzie. A lot. Good night, Lisa. Good night, everybody. Good night, Miss Cynthia. Good night, Kaz and Kelly. Thank you for joining us. It was really nice to have you in the house. I know it's like the second time in 2 weeks, but that's a really nice thing. I loved having you in the house. Good night, Sandra. Good night, Deb. Good night, Sarah. Good night, Michelle. Good night, Lise. I know I'm missing 15 people like Pat and Heather and Misty and Sandra. I'm trying to make sure everyone says good night. It was a lot of fun. It's what we all needed, y'all. It's what we always, and it can't be anything but happy. Everyone take good care of yourself. And Rue's right. Stay safe. Stay safe. Big hugs to y'all. Thank you, Brian. And Brian, we're all thinking of you. Know that, okay? All of us. Yeah, that's why we've been running over lately. They often cut us off, but they haven't been. We're really lucky. Good night, John Boy. I love you too. You did all watch, and it wasn't just me. Yeah, prayers for everybody. I know I'm not the best prayer, but prayers for everybody. Leticia, big hug to you. Good night, everybody.